All right, so you have learned how to start a project. You've learned how to import media, adorable photos if you want. Of course, you can pick whatever you want those photos to be. You dragged them into the timeline. You labeled your project. You went ahead and played with the zooming bar down here, which allows you to see things a little more clearly, perhaps as you're working on them. You can either click on the plus and minus sign or move this little blue dot. Sometimes moving the blue dot's a little fast. Okay. And these green lines represent the fading that the picture will go from nothing, darkness, to all the way seeing the full picture back to darkness. We call that fading. All right. So those are some important and useful skills. But right now, this video is pretty lame because it doesn't have music. So up here at the top, it's got a little thing, looks like a music symbol, says audio. And pretty much any one of these songs I can grab and drag down onto this audio line. And when I hit play, now I'm recording through the microphone on my headset. You might not hear that. So once again, that music is a little long. It goes way further than my photographs do. So I'm going to take my cursor and drag it to the end of this photo of the puppy. And I'm going to click this little scissors here. And that cuts it in two, and then click on this part and get rid of it. Okay, so I don't have any extra music. You might notice there's a blue line here that allows me to do the same thing I pretty much did with these photographs, where if I click on it and make a dot, I can fade in the music, which you might have seen in, that's kind of weird. Here, you know what? I think I'll zoom in a little bit. That'll make my job a little easier. Zoom in. Make it easier for me to grab this. Come on, you stinker. There it is. Start like that. And then near the end, near the puppy, I'll do the same thing. Make a white dot there. Might have to scroll over a little bit. You know, again, this is all stuff you're going to have to play with and figure out. And sometimes you just got to be a little bit stubborn. So coming back to the beginning, let's see. The music should slowly fade in. There, it's getting louder. I don't know if you can hear it. I can certainly hear it in my headphones. It's full volume. Of course, my photos are fading out, Times Square. Then the puppy fades back in. My music is full volume until it gets to right about here. And now the music is going to fade out and go away at the same time the picture of the puppy does. So that is your first task for this section of lesson 1. I think we're on lesson 1C now, right? Add music and fade it, right? So that's pretty cool. But another thing we should add is some sort of a title or introduction. So next to audio up here on the top, we have something called text. And if I click on that, and I don't care about that, I'm going to go to static, which means non-moving. It's not like static electricity. I'm going to take this title that says sample text, and I'm going to drag it down onto my video 1 line, and I'm going to put it right over my picture of Times Square. And it says, do you want to push the other stuff over? In other words, it says insert and push. And see how that crammed over the photograph? Now I have 8 seconds worth of this title before my photo of Times Square starts to fade in. All right. Something I might need to do now is, because I put in 8 seconds worth of title, now my music is a little short. This is something nice that Wevideo lets you do, is I can just grab the end of it here when I get that double arrow, and it lets me pull it. And no, come on, you. And stretch it out to the end of the puppy. All right. So now if I go all the way back to the beginning and I start here at 0, the music is still going to fade in. And there's my title. And I know it says sample text, which is kind of lame. We're going to change that in a minute. In fact, if I just go ahead and click on it right here, Where it says sample text, I can change that to say your name. Mr. Pat, period 1, video number 1. So whatever your name is, Mary Smith, period 5, video number 1, whatever you need to do there. By the way, you can change the size of this by moving this little scroller here. You can change the color of this by clicking over here. A few other cool things we can do. You can make it bold. I don't want you to mess around with it too much, but I do want you to know that there are some things we can change here. The text, things like that. All right. I'm going to click Save Changes. And now, oh, by the way, pro tip, I know I keep pulling this slider back to the beginning, but watch this. If I just go over here and click on that back arrow, it brings it to 0 every single time. So watch, I'll hit play. Mr. Pat, period 1, the music's fading in. The music is full volume now. Again, you might not hear that, but I can sure hear it in my headphones. The Times Square photo fades in. Now it's going to fade out. Now the puppy's going to fade in. The music's getting quieter. I might even decide to change how long that fades out with the puppy picture. Sometimes we have to go back and make changes. Maybe I'll go ahead and do this and make that fade out a little bit shorter there. In fact, I'll line it up with the picture fading out and have the music fade out at the same rate. All right. So now I have a title. I have 2 photographs. Hey, guess what? I can fade in and out the title too. Watch this. I can maybe zoom in a little bit. Click on this green line just like I did for the pictures of Times Square and the picture of the puppy. And I can fade in kind of like that. In fact, I'm going to fade in a little slower, kind of match it up with my music. So click here and watch. There, see how it faded in? And now it's going to fade out after about 5 or 6 seconds. Man, this video is coming out pretty good.